And look at that. I didn't even drop the nut. Righto, one of the problems I have got at the moment is getting these semaphores out. I can get about that much movement. Obviously the lens behind this one is broken. The screw that's inside, which actually comes through to that bolt head just there, it's obviously rusted solid. So I think the mechanism on these things is gone, and yeah, you can see there, that part there is pretty well and truly had its day. But I just want to, that one on that side's actually intact, so I want to be able to get them out without, you know, breaking them. So I'm going to try some heat. I'm just going to apply some heat to that nut there and see if I can wind out the screw from inside here. It's very hard to see. If I put the torch in there, you might be able to just make it out. It's just in there, and it's a slotted head bolt. But yeah, I mean, in 1955, that thing's never been removed. So I'll try and put a bit of heat on it and see if it'll release it. Otherwise, I'll just have to cut the bolt off, or the nut section here. I'll just have to chop that off, and then the whole thing should come out. So let's try a bit of heat and see what happens. Yes. Okay, good. And look at that. I didn't even drop the nut. Or the bolt, I should say. That's hilarious. Alright, this thing should come out now. There we go. Probably going to be super hot. We're going to have some wires there that we need to release. I'll just grab a screwdriver. I'm stoked! That thing came out. I didn't have to destroy the bolt. So, a couple of wires there. Now, what we don't want to do is get these wires mixed up. So, I'm going to take a photo of that with my phone. There we go. Yeah, it's a pity about the lens being broken, but I'm sure you can buy replacement parts for it. I don't know whether the actual mechanism works, because I know they're supposed to have paper. Yeah, so the paper's completely disintegrated. Well, we could maybe energise that up with a 6-volt battery and see if she does its popping in and out. I'm not holding my breath, to tell you the truth. But anyway, that's good news. We've got it out at least. Let's go and do the other side. Right, now this one here, I haven't been able to really get it open. So I don't want to, again, I don't want to break it. So I'll do the same trick. I have been putting some WD-40 in it for the last few days just to soak up that bolt. But now that we know the heat works, we'll just apply the same method. Let's have a look at this thing. So yeah, what's happened You can see that little pin at the top just here's come out of its location. And that, there's obviously a little bit of a spring there too. That looks like it's gone, yeah. I think this one's had water sitting inside it. So, bit of a pity. But the mechanism and the lens are in good nick. Just the, don't know, we'll try it. You never know, we might energise it and see if she pops up or down. Cool, at least we got it out, that's the main thing. The wires are intact in there. Excellent, alright. Let's go and put those on the pile. And I've got a feeling, looking at, I reckon this one hasn't been working for a while because the colour is so much different to this one. This one could be aftermarket too. Who knows? Well, it's not because it's got VW on the back of it, but maybe the lens. I don't know. Lens says VW too. Same with that one. Interesting. Anyway, I have never ever played with these ones before, so it'll be entertaining to see whether we can get them to work. Because hey, that's a lot better than buying aftermarket stuff, as we know, right? Alright, so leave those there and we will continue. I think we're going to start on the front, start chopping out the front valance, take the bumper bar off. Let's go down the front there and see what we can do. Alright, so we are going to get this busted ass bumper bar off. Now I know these things are worth a fortune too, so we're going to straighten this one up. We'll probably take it up to Oven Boy's house with the oxy and attempt to get it reasonably straight, but we have to get all the valance and the lower nose and all. There's a lot of work before we can even get to the bumper, so I don't know whether these bolts are the OG button head style. That one isn't, but I reckon that one could be because it's the same over there. That one's missing, so yeah, I might not try and break them if I can. There's another one there. Yeah, I reckon they would be OG ones. You've just got to respect the OG. This is what it is. You don't want to wreck shit because a lot of it's not, you can't get it. I know already we're going to have problems with the dog. I mean, look, these dog legs aren't bad. You know, this one here, I'm just going to have to patch it, but they are barn door. Because it's a 55, these are the 4-piece dog legs, so they are the same as the barn door ones, and they're reasonably hard to get. So we're going to try and save these ones. You know, this isn't bad. That's only really that section there. The other side's bad. Right, we're going to put a bit of heat into these bolts, just because I like burning stuff. Ah. Let's see how we go with these. They're going to want to play ball or not. Oh, maybe. One. Oh yeah. They're working. I might just crack them a bit more and then go and get a give these other guys a go over here. Well, that one snapped. Righto, so things don't always go to plan. You can see there I have a snapped bolt, and that one there is completely rounded, so I can't get the 14mm spanner on that, and that one's actually snapped inside, which means I can't get those off. So next plan is going to be to just remove those bolts in there to get the bumper off, and they spin around. So we're not having much luck. Because of this cap head here, it's just spinning around in the hole and you can't get it off. So I'm going to have to destroy them. There's not going to be any other way to keep those, and I'll just have to find some other domed bolts down the track when we go to install this. But same problem over here. These two here are spinning around, and that one there is also spinning around. So I've got to come up with a plan to hold this side from spinning so I can get those nuts. Now, obviously, I can't chop the head off these with a grinder because they're countersunk in. So I'm going to get the welder, and I'm going to weld a little nib on top of this that I can grab onto with a pair of vice grips, and hopefully the nuts will play ball on the other side, because I don't think I can get in. I can't really get in there with a grinder to chop them off. So yeah, you know, this is the sort of stuff that we deal with. Now, I do have a cold too, if anyone's noticed. It isn't COVID, it's just a normal cold from my kid. He went to swimming lessons and brought that back for me. So yeah, thanks buddy. Yeah, so feeling pretty average, but I've had a test, so I haven't got COVID, but just sound a bit nasally. Okay, let's get the welder over here, and we'll weld up some bungs on the end of these bolts here and try and get them off. Alright, so that's what I've done. I've just popped a little bead of weld on the end of the bolt. These ones I've got to keep doing. There you go, there's another one there. So I can grab hold of it, stop it spinning, and then hopefully we can get the nut off on the other side. Let's see how we go. Ta-da! It actually snapped. Oh well, we got it off. That's what we were trying to achieve, so alright, move on to the other one now. On out. Alright. So those two are out. We've got two more to go, and the bumper is off. These two here, we've just got to get them out. Alright, so you can see, I suppose what it's doing is it's heating up the bolt, which is loosening the rust on the thread too, as well as giving me something to grab onto. That one there's not playing ball. I'm just going to have to try and get a bit of clean metal around it for the ground to work, but let's get him off first anyway. See how we go with that one. Yay! One bumper is off. And boy, is that thing knackered. There you go. So every single one of those bolts snapped. So there was no way I was saving them. Now the big problem is getting these guys off, because yeah, well, they're going to have to do something funky. But yeah, this whole nose cone has to come off. You know, you can see here, this is gone. So that's all coming from Steve at Das Resto, and yep, that's definitely gone. So we're going to be probably replacing, I would say, up to about here, something like that, which is the normal splitty thing you got to do. Yeah, let's see if I can get these brackets off, because I need to get them out of the way, and then we can start chopping into the front. Might as well, got nothing else to do. Okay. Righto, let's see what surprises we've got inside, because you always find some surprises. And now I knew there was wires behind here, so I don't know if you noticed when I was cutting it, I was being very careful not to put the blade all the way in. I was just touching the surface because I knew that there was wires behind it. And look at that, there's the main lead, and didn't cut it. So I've done this a few times now. And I think the first time I did it, I did cut the main loom. So you only do that once. Now, let's see what treasures we can find in here. I saw a nut. I think there's a nut in front of the camera too, but we won't talk about that one. Let's have a look here. Anything in here? Just a lot of. You can see why these things rust out. You know, the accumulation of dirt that just gets behind here. You know, it just destroys things pretty quickly, doesn't it? Oh, here we go. Here's some treasure. We found some treasure. What is it? What is this? Oh, it looks something cool too. What is this? It's some... What is that? It's some kind of a hand, like some sort of a switch or a handle. Or... Hang on, we might have to just put this camera down for a second. Hang on. It's not split screen related, I know that. But what is it? Just have to chop a bit more out. Hang on. Check this out. So it's some kind of a stereo knob, or I don't know what it is, but it's bloody cool as. Definitely 60s or 50s. You can see a little grub screw on the back to hold something, but yeah, it would have been some sort of a switch. Definitely not split screen, it's something else, but I like it. That's cool as. Cool. All right, that goes in the weird collection from the front of the splitty floor vault. All I'm doing is just basically cutting across the top of each join, and now we've got a heap of spot welds to take out. Because this metal is so rusty, I'm just going to be able to put the edge chisel behind that, and I'll hopefully be able to just buzz it straight off, and they'll break. That's what normally happens. And then this section here, we'll just get that off from. I might jack it up a little bit higher and we'll come in from the inside, but the whole thing's got to be removed. We've got a whole new inner valance to put back on, so just chop it off as you do. And we also do have new A-pillar lower sections here as well, which are these parts right here. So that's your lower A-pillar, and that goes on like so, behind everything, of course. Don't know if we have to replace all of them, or both sides. We'll see how we go. But we've got them anyway, so I've done a few of those repairs before. They're just, all of it's a jigsaw. You've just got to basically disassemble it first, and then, put the inner valance in first. That'll dictate where all this has to line up. Obviously, the dog leg here has to get cut. This has to be pulled out because it's been pushed in quite a lot. But yeah, we'll just keep persevering. I was going to football this big, huge dent here out. You can see from side on, she's quite a big wallop. But I've decided what I might do now that we've actually, you know, done that. I might be able to get to it from inside from this way once all this is off. So we'll see how we go. I reckon that'll just pop straight out. And that should be nice. All right, let's continue digging away rusty metal. Joy, joy, joy on a Sunday morning. Well, there you go, guys. You can see why this inner valance needs to be replaced. I mean, it's completely gone, and you know, that's a fairly big structural part of this vehicle. Not that you're going to survive a front end impact, you're going to lose your legs for sure. I always say to people, if it looks like you're going to crash into the car in front of you, put your legs up. But yeah, you know, this definitely needs to be replaced, and you can actually see now that we've taken that outer skin off, the buckle right here where this has been pushed in. So we kind of suspected that the driver was drunk and hit a tree while he was trying to shoot a kangaroo. You know, these things happen. Anyway, so what's going to happen now is obviously the inner valance, when you buy it, it does have this underlip part here, but we want to save the top section in here because we're not replacing that, and that's this part here, if you can see that there. So we've got to be careful that we unpick it and, you know, save that inner section. So we'll just start chopping little sections of this out now. Obviously be careful of the rails behind it, and just, yeah, wither it away and put it into the scrap heap out there. Righto, guys. Well, I think I'm going to go and get a coffee. I might leave this episode for now, and we will continue on the nose job. And I will see you guys in the next video. Remember, like, comment and subscribe, all that jazz, you know. And yeah, we'll keep moving along with this project. Catch you in the next one, guys. You.